Now, what we could do is create the logic. Whenever we click on that play button, we start the game, right? So I'm going to create that logic. So first of all, to create that logic, I need to be able to trigger a function whenever I click on the button play, right? So I'm going to do this inside of the manager. So I click on the manager, and I'm going to click on the manager reference script to add the button play script. So here is the method. At the end of it, I'm going to add public void play or pressed play button, right? And then I'm going to put to do start the game. All right, I'm going to save this. Now I'm going back to Unity and I'm going to assign this button to the play button. All right, so clicking on the main panel, there's the button play inside. And now I look inside of the hierarchy. I see the on click, click on the plus of the on click list. And I'm going to select the manager. Why? Because the manager is the one that has the script for the button play pressed. Okay, now I can select the function inside of the manager reference script and select the pressed play button. We should see it. Yep, it's right there. Okay, so select the pressed play button. Good. All right, so now this will trigger the play button. And we need to create the logic for that. So let's go back to the code and create the logic. First, I need a reference to the play menu, the main menu. So I'm going to add this right below the sphere, public, game object, and I'm going to call this one main panel, right? And what I will need to do in the logic when I start the game, I'm going to hide the main panel. So I do main panel dot set active and put it to false, right? So I'm going to save this. Now, what I need to do is put the reference to the main panel inside of the manager. So I'm going to click on the manager, and I see the manager references, I see the main panel right there, and it's known. So I need to take the main panel and drag and drop it there. All right, so far, so good. Excellent. Now, the next step is to actually start the sphere. Right now, the sphere is not doing anything. It will be moving, and we don't want it to be moving right away. We want it to be moving only when we press the play button. And to be able to do that, I can do multiple things. I can freeze it. So if I want, I can use the rigid body and freeze the X, Y, and Z, and then unfreeze them. Okay, so that's one way. Or I could just deactivate it and then activate it. So that's probably what I want to do right now. So right now, I'm going to go inside of the manager reference. And whenever the game starts, I'm going to deactivate the sphere. So sphere dot set active, and I'm going to put false. Now, I'm seeing a problem with the player sphere right now is that we want to see it. So if I deactivate it, we're not going to see it. So that's not a good thing. So what I want to do is probably freeze it. And to freeze it, I need to freeze the rigid body constraints. All right. So let's try to access the rigid body constraints to freeze it. So let's freeze the ball here. And I'm going to create a new method for this. Public freeze player, okay, or freeze player sphere, so that we know that we're freezing it. And what do we do here? So we get the component of the sphere that has the rigid body. Actually, we can just change the gravity scale and put it to 0. That will work as well. Okay, so what I will do here is select the sphere gravity scale, which is inside of the rigid body. So rigid body 2D body is equal to the sphere. So that's the player sphere. Sorry, player sphere dot get component, and the component that we're going to get is the rigid body 2D. Rigid body 2D. All right. Now that I have the rigid body 2D, I can change the gravity. So body, let's save the original gravity first. So let's add just a float initial gravity is equal. Let's put it is equal to 1 at first. But here, let's change the initial gravity. So initial gravity is equal to body dot gravity. Now, the gravity is supposed to be the gravity scale. Excellent. Now, what I could do is change the gravity scale. So body dot gravity scale is equal to 0. So now it won't move, and I save this. All right. So by the way, I need to put void in front of this.